Hello and welcome to Too Many Movies, the podcast where we discuss DVDs, Blu-rays, and even the occasional VHS tape. I'm your host, HAL, and today I got another special guest here with me. Mordo, introduce yourself.
Hi, help me, I'm held here against my will. Also, you said my name already. I think you already know who I am.
I said that with William. I just say,
yeah, I know,
I say your name, you introduce yourself.
And then William's like, you just did.
Yeah.
Classic William. Anyway, hi
Classic
everyone.
William.
I'm Mordo, like you said, or I also go by Rob as my actual name. But, happy to be here. For those who don't know me, I guess I'm a content creator, someone like that. I do, like, shit posts and YouTube posts and stuff like that, like Hal here back then. I edit for James, of course. And, I'm an artist. I like to draw sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
In fact, actually, one of the movies we're talking about here, I actually did fan art of.
Yeah, you did. Don't you do stuff for Chris too? Like, do you edit for like Space Chris?
Oh yeah, I edit for Chris. It's just been a hot minute since I've done that. I should get back into that because I need to edit the Persona 4 recaps and other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff. I'm not caught up in the Shafe Gang dub lore, but you know.
Oh, that's fine.
I know it exists. Yeah, exactly. I'll get to it someday. Speaking of someday, today, let's start talking about our first movie. You and me, we both recently watched the Bob's Burgers movie, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I just saw it last night, actually.
No, I saw it 2 nights ago. So anyway, yeah, we watched the Bob's Burgers movie. Mordo, how knowledgeable are you in terms of Bob's Burgers? Like, have you ever watched the show?
Oh, I have definitely watched the show. I'm definitely like a fan of it because, I've seen a lot of the show at this point. Mostly like, just reruns on Adult Swim because I know it's always on that. So that's how I just kind of watch it because sometimes whenever I'm in a room, I'll just put on the simulcast of Adult Swim when it's on. And whenever I see Bob's Burger, I'm just like, woo! Yeah.
Yeah, let's go, Bob's Burgers. Yeah, so I have only seen like a handful of episodes. And it's not like I've never had any interest in watching the show. I just haven't had the time to like really watch through it. And I've always been more of a diehard Simpsons fan when it comes to like adult animation.
That's true. I know how much you love Simpsons.
Yeah, I'm like the big Simpson enjoyer. So like
for me, it's Futurama.
I also love Futurama too. Like I love Futurama as well.
Yeah,
but Bob's Burgers has always just kind of be there.
Right.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, the complete series.
Yeah, I recently got it because like I never really got a chance to like watch like reruns of it when I was like around like a rare occasion. So like at one point, you know, Crad was nice enough to like give me the complete series set. That way, I own the show. I can watch it whenever I want, and just see it entirely.
Yeah, that's one I do have the entire series on as well as Futurama. But Bob's Burgers is not one. And I've seen as I've said, I've seen a handful of episodes. So, and I'm sure this movie was like a love letter to the series.
Yeah.
And I just didn't pick up on a lot of that stuff.
Right.
But even with that said, like I really enjoyed it like a lot. Well, not a lot. I did. I enjoyed it. It was a very, very fun movie. No, I don't really have any, like, major problems with it. It's just a case of I'm just not a diehard Bob's Burgers fan, so, like, I didn't get a whole lot out of it. I just thought it was, like, from my experience, it just seemed like a much longer episode of the show.
And you know what? That's completely fine. I mean, I know I know there's people that probably have seen this and probably have not seen the show. And probably don't like get most of the references and stuff like that, and that's fine. Like you still enjoyed it. Hey, that's cool. I just think that this is probably like more of a movie that I think the fans will enjoy a lot more. Honestly, just one of those kind of movies. Yeah. So for me, it did for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was very funny. I will say the animation was it was strange because like I'm familiar with the animation style of the show being like kind of like not really like stilted, but like very very like low energy. Like it's very it is what it is. Whereas like this was like a little more fluid, and I feel like that's because it had a much bigger budget to it.
Oh yeah, they went hard with the animation here. I can just see how fluid they just got. Like, god damn.
Yeah, and it was strange. Like it wasn't off-putting, but it was very strange to see like these characters move in like fluid movements. Even though I'm not used to them moving like that.
Yeah, from same. Because like I'm like looking back a bit of like clips of the show now. I'm just like, oh my god, look how less detailed this is in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. There's just like, and it's just the way that like the characters would like move their heads while they're dancing, and I'm just like, well, there was the duck musical number where like the carnies Ducks are all dancing.
Yeah,
Lucky Ducks. And it's just the way they moved was like, it was really weird, but like kind of like I couldn't look away from it. I was like that, like interested in what I was looking at. I'm just like, oh, this is strange, but I kind of adore it.
Oh yeah, the one Connie or whatever, Mickey
Carney.
Yeah.
Mickey.
Yeah, he is a recurring character on the show, if you did not know. Because I do remember...
yeah, I heard that Bill Hader does his voice normally, but he didn't return to voice Mickey in this one.
Yeah, I didn't know that until like people like pointed it out, and I'm like, oh shit, he had a voice change? I didn't notice. But no, like Mickey, I think originated in like I know the character well because like he was originally in an episode where like I think like he robbed a bank, and I think like Bob went in there because I think he was hungry. I think like Bob was trying to talk him out of just letting the hostages go or something like that. But no, I remember Mickey. That's a character I recognize. That's like I said, I'm a fan. Like if I noticed something that was in an episode, I'm like, oh, I got that.
Yeah, I was not. I think one thing I definitely noticed was like they had the deflated. Kochi doll. What's the doll that Luis plays with? Like the green.
I know it.
What's it called? Isn't it like Kochi Khan or something like that?
Kopi? Yeah, Kuchi Kopi.
Kuchi Kopi. Yeah, Kuchi Kopi, and they have like the deflated one. And I remember that episode because I've seen that episode. So that was really funny. I'm just like, oh, you brought this back. That's funny.
Yeah, that's an iconic mascot. I guess mascot character that Luis likes a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm trying to think. So, like, I didn't really care for like the story. It seemed pretty. Like I said, it just seemed like a pretty longer episode of the show.
Right.
Because, like, at least with like the Simpsons movie, it feels like a movie. Yeah. Where the characters are in like a heightened situation. And I guess that's kind of what this is. To an extent, because there's like that murder mystery aspect, there's that thriller aspect to it, and the whole like, oh, if we don't pay the bank in time, we'll lose the shop.
The restaurant's being closed down.
The restaurant is being closed down.
Had to make the joke.
Had to make the joke, of course.
Had to be done.
Yeah. And I didn't really care for that much, because like I'm like, okay, I know they're gonna in the end like save the restaurant, and I know in the end the mystery is going to be like some subversion, because they're always subversions, which I will say it's a good subversion what they do, but at the same time it's like, okay, like I get what they're doing. But with that said, even though I'm not like a fan of the story, like I don't think the movie really put a lot of effort into the story. Like it's a comedy, so like the jokes and the funniness of it all is is like what the movie's going for. It's what it's banking off of. And I did laugh. Like I did laugh quite a few times because I think these are funny characters. I think like not just the Belchers themselves. Like I like Teddy. I like Calvin. Oh, yeah, I like the Fishoder brothers.
Yes,
Teddy's fun. I love the Fishoders. They're hilarious. Like that's Kevin Kline as the main as Calvin Fishoder, who's you guys may know for those of you listening, Kevin Kline is what is it? It's Miguel. No, not Miguel. Tulio in The Road to El Dorado.
Oh, that he was him? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Kevin Kline. Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. And he was also the father in the Beauty and the Beast live action remake, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, I never seen it, so I don't care. I think.
But then his brother Felix is played by Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Humpty Dumpty in Puss in Boots.
Oh, was he? Okay. I was like,
well, he's a comedic actor. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Well, he's a comedic actor. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was like in the Hangover movies. He was Joker in the Lego Batman movie.
Oh, yeah.
He was the missing link in Missing Link.
Oh yeah, that one. I remember that.
So he's been in stuff. But yeah, he was the brother in this, and he was really funny. Like, both the fish odors were. I mean, all three of them were really funny because there's their cousin Grover, who, spoiler alert for the movie, is revealed to be the guy who murdered the skeleton that they found under their road.
Can I just say, I never knew Grover was a character until this movie. I'm not sure if he showed up in the later seasons, because I'm not sure if I've seen those, because again, I've mostly seen the reruns of the show on Adult Swim, but like, I just thought, there's a third fish odor? Okay.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So is Felix, Zach Galifianakis, the brother, has he been in the show before?
Felix? Oh yeah, most definitely. I've seen Felix before. Like, those two I recognize the most. Grover is, like, I guess, new. I'm not sure if he was in the show at first, but, like, if they just brought him into this, that's gonna be, like, a one throwaway character, like, yeah, I can clearly see it.
Yeah, because I know Kevin Kline was a regular on the show, because I know Calvin Fischoeder was a regular on the show. I didn't know about the brother or the cousin being regulars, so I don't know. But yeah, I really thought they were funny. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
All three of them had their moments. It was really funny. I don't really have that much else to say about it. I enjoyed this movie a lot. I think, for as someone who's not a Bob's Burgers diehard fan, I still had fun with it. Like, it was nice and simple. It was not anything too complex, and I kind of liked that about it. It was, like, nice to just watch for, like, an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, and that's...
I don't know, like, yeah.
That's kind of like the, kind of most of the vibe of the show. Because, like, the things, like you said, like, how the plot doesn't seem, like, simple, and it's no Simpsons movie, I'll tell you that. But, like, that's, like, I feel like how the show works. Like, it's not as, like, extreme or, like, mean-spirited or aggressive or just chaotic like Family Guy. Or, like, I don't know, or just, like, it's not a show that's, like, been around, like, for a long time, running out of materials, and just sort of died out long ago, like The Simpsons. It's just, Bob's Burgers is just one of those shows, you sit down, you relax, and you just chill with the characters, you just vibe with it, because it's just simple stuff, and of course, like, I really like how, the characters are well written. There's definitely some heart put into these characters and this world, because, like, they're not at each other's, like, necks or anything like that. No, like, the Belchers, no, they're fucking wholesome. They love each other, and like, Bob and Linda, they are, oh yeah, there's conflicts with them in some episodes I've seen, but it's nothing, like, too hardcore or aggressive. Like, they just be chill about it, and that's what I love. Like, this is just... that's why I just love this show, because, like, it doesn't try to be like Family Guy or The Simpsons. It just tries to be its own thing, and I think that's what's great about it. I just love, that wholesome, fuzzy vibe it gets. And I know, like, the world around them and the characters around them, like, they can be, like, assholes, like Jimmy Pesto. I know he was in this.
Jimmy Pesto.
Oh, yeah. Because I know, like, some characters, like, they just like to bully Bob and shit, and that's just fun. But everything, but just with the Belchers, no, yeah, they're just chill.
Yeah, I will say So the thing about them being a family, like, I buy them as a family, and that's something I've noticed about Family Guy, especially in, like, recent years, is, like, I don't see those characters as, like, a family. They just seem like characters. Yeah. They just seem like excuses to make jokes. Like, Peter Griffin and Lois Griffin, I don't see as a married couple. Like, I buy Bob and Linda as a couple. I buy Homer and Marge as a couple.
Or like
I buy
Hank and
them as
Peggy.
families. Hank and Peggy and King of the Hill. Yeah,
that's another good
100% believe they're a family. Whereas Family Guy, ironically, I don't see them as a family. I just see them as an excuse to make wacky, absurdist jokes. Which, like,
exactly.
I mean, sometimes I get a laugh out of Family Guy. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, true.
Stick my nose up at Family Guy. But when compared to like other shows know how to be a show and not just funny Family Guy compilations on YouTube. You know?
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I enjoyed it. Actually, to tie it into the podcast themes, I almost forgot this. But usually when we talk about movies that I don't own on Blu-ray or I don't have in my collection, I ask the question, would I own this in my collection of Blu-rays? And I'm curious, you own this on Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, I got it the other night.
Yeah, so would you keep it in your collection?
Honestly, yes, because I know you mentioned something about the physical releases of, like, show stuff earlier, but, like, I would own this, because, like, I mean, I'm one that likes, you know, bonus features and stuff like that, if I were, like, to look at it.
Right.
But the thing was with Bob's Burgers, holy fuck, the physical releases suck ass. Like,
Do they?
Oh my god, yeah, I looked into it because I wanted to, like, buy more than the first season, and to clarify, the first season DVD release was the only good one. There was, like, effort put into it, you know, colorful, interactive a bit menus. It felt alive a bit. And, like, you know, there was bonus features and stuff like that. For the rest of the show, Fox didn't give two shits of just releasing it. They just burned the episodes or something like that onto it and just sell them. I don't know if they, like, sell them in store to, like, you can, like, find, like, them online or probably, but like I looked up like an opening of one of the Raiders seasons of like the DVDs. Like, though I think like the logo just shows up. It's just a black screen with with the DVD cover image on the side, and then there's like a list of episodes, and I'm like, that's your menu? What the fuck?
That's annoying.
Why did you make this so poorly? And like this is ridiculous. It's just why? And again, the first season is fine. You can buy that. That's because I own it. But everything after that is just no. Fox just did a poorly release, and that's why I'm just saying like, oh my god, Shout Factory, please get your hands on this. This needs to be justified because they did release.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Shout Factory Blu-ray collection of Bob's
Yeah,
Burgers.
because I know like Lauren, the creator, has like I know people have mentioned like, oh, we need a better release in this, and Lauren's just like, yeah, I agree. I'd love to do something like that. Maybe like you can try and get Shout Factory to do something. I don't know. And I'm just over here just thinking, please. I'm begging you. I will buy a complete series set of this show if you do it. I am desperate. But I am not buying those Fox DVDs. Fuck that.
Yeah. So as for me, I probably would own this on Blu-ray. I don't think I'm going to like go out of my way at the very moment to like buy a Bob's Burgers movie Blu-ray.
Right.
But, you know, if I ever come into ownership of one, I will totally own it, because I could see myself watching this movie again, like at some point, just to be like, hey, this is a fun movie. Why not?
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, yeah. Also, I know, like, as someone who's a Bob's Burgers fan, I'm aware of, like, they do songs in the show, and they definitely did some in here.
You know what? That is a good point. Actually, yeah, let's talk about that, because this is a kind of musical.
Somewhat, yeah.
Like, they have song numbers sometimes. Which, the song numbers are pretty good. Like, the Duck song was pretty good. The opening number was pretty catchy. Oh my god,
I love Sunny Side Up Summer. Like, a banger way to kick off the film. I love Lucky Ducks
nice
as well.
way. Yeah.
But Grover's Plan.
I will say Grover's Plan, it was funny at first, and then it just kind of kept going. And I get that's part of the humor, but it kind of overstay its welcome after a while, and I'm like, okay, guys, I get it.
Yes, it did, because
yeah, I'm sure that was intentional.
I'm sure. I knew the song was playing, and then when I heard Grover singing, I'm like, oh my god, stop singing, you're so bad. Like, I feel like they did this on purpose. Like, they knew they just wanted to make it sound bad on purpose. Like, they were just fucking around at this point. Like, of course. No effort, just be like, just fuck around with it. Just try to sing badly as you can. Just like, I can hear it. Just, oh my god, like, what the fuck? I'm not saying that exactly. I have a problem with it. It's just I just find it funny how like, oh god, Grover, stop singing. I will say though, like, it feels like odd because like that one thing I wish I think I wish it could have been better is like I wish there was more songs to this, because I know Bob's Burgers has some charming songs, and a classic would have to be like Bad Stuff That Happens in the Bathroom. That's like the that was like in I gotta look up the episode. I know the episode. It was like I guess like the family just pulling pranks on each other, something like that. It was like this goop or something like that. And then when Bob went into the bathroom, he got stuck and he could not get out. And like
I think I've seen part of that episode.
Yeah, it was. I guess people like it was pretty much meant to be like the 100th episode or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to look it up. What it was called. Oh yeah, Glued. Where's My Bob? That was the one.
Glued. Where's My Bob? It's clever.
Yeah, I think like Gene like accidentally put Goop in the bathroom or something like that, and like on the seat, and then Bob got stuck in it, and like he's just panicking because like he was going to be like he needs to like get his photo or something like on this like restaurant magazine or something like that. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was some like restaurant magazine interview, I think.
Yeah, and like
I remember. Yeah,
and it was like Bob and like Louise singing. And and it was such a good song. I love that one. I know there's probably some other songs, but another one I remember is the Wonder Wharf song that was at the end of I forgot what it was called, but I know what I'm thinking of. It's the one where like I think it was like Bob and Fishoder getting stuck under like the pier, and like they're gonna be flooded by the river, but like it was like a 2-part episode, and then Linda's like singing this James Bond like song based on Wonder Wharf, which is the park.
Oh, that's funny.
Carnival thing. It's good. It was like I wish it was longer though, but it's a fun one. But yeah. Oh, speaking of Louise, like I'm surprised like they give her a bit of origin of the hat, because that is an iconic thing about her character. She wears bunny ears as a hat. Like they actually got to explain it, because like I figured like with the movie I figured they're finally gonna reveal what's under the hat, and like because that's definitely like they made a big deal about it in this movie. Like I figured it was coming. Like I didn't at this point like I think it's like I'm pretty much fine at this point if it's not revealed. Like it will come off, but we'll never see it. So like I'm glad they just kind of kept that, because it's like, you know what, I'm fine with this. It's not the thing that needs to be revealed. It's like it's not a big deal.
It's just one of those things. It's like whatever.
Yeah, like, whatever.
I don't think it makes or breaks the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But like it's kind of interesting how like I figured like they're gonna bring up the hat and just that's gonna be important. But like they still keep it hidden, and like that's fine. I totally respect that.
Yeah.
I feel like if this was like a finale, like that would be fine, but I'd be sad if it was, because I'd like the show to keep going, and like I don't know if there was probably a proper finale, like maybe we'll have it revealed. I don't know, but at this point, like I'm fine with it not being revealed.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to say about the Bob's Burgers movie?
I do like the fact that most of the characters that I'm aware of got to shine a bit, especially in the credits. So they probably didn't show, but like I did recognize some characters in the credits. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's their name and stuff. Yeah. And it's just I'm like, stuff. Like it made me wonder. Like I wonder why they weren't in the movie, but it's like, it's fine. At least they were like somewhat cameo. That's good enough.
I think it's one of those time things. It's like, could you really insert all these characters? Like they didn't insert every character into the Simpsons movie.
Right.
They just had them mostly as like background characters.
Right, but like,
and I think that worked out best.
Exactly, and that's fine with this one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but like, yeah, I can't wait to see how like the show is gonna be like afterwards, and just like, and it just really made me remember why I loved the show in the first place. It's just God, I miss it. I want to watch it some more now.
Yeah.
Maybe like binge it at some point. But yeah, fun movie. Definitely for those who are a fan of it, you'll probably get a kick out of it. It's no Simpsons movie, but it sure is a blast.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so Bob's Burgers movie, where they had to solve a murder mystery. Hey, speaking of murder mystery, let's talk about a different movie where there's a mystery of a murder. It's called Memento, and it's a movie that I do own on this special edition DVD.
Oh,
we're gonna talk about it.
Yes, I also own it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, you own the same DVD.
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
everyone, just gonna let you know, I blame Hal for getting me into Nolan films.
What was the first Nolan movie you watched?
I think it was Memento.
Was it Memento?
Yeah. Okay. So like, I think the funny story is like I was just looking around or something like that, on Google, and I just found like this interesting like cover of like a movie called Memento, and I'm like, what is this about? And I'm like, and I just look at it, and it's like it's a DVD, but it's like it looks like a case file. I'm like, what the heck? And like I went into more detail of it, like looking up like an unboxing of stuff. Because like one thing for sure, this is a movie that was under the Columbia TriStar label. Because like I have an obsession for that logo for some reason. Because I just keep buying movies with that logo because like nostalgia. And like I look it up and I found out that, oh god, this DVD is special for a special reason. We can probably get into that now, or we can talk about the movie. What are you feeling?
I think we should talk about the movie first, and then we can get into like the specifics of the DVD. So,
oh my god, yeah.
So I'm glad that Memento is your first Nolan. I think my first Nolan movie, it was either Inception or Batman Begins. I can't remember which. That
feels like a beginner one for like those.
Yeah,
because Inception's Inception's a popular one because that's a movie I've seen.
I think Inception only because that was technically the first, but the first I ever watched with Nolan in mind was Batman Begins. So that was, and then I watched Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, and I fucking love The Dark Knight. It's one of my absolute favorite movies. Dark Knight
was so fucking good. We could go, him and I can go on just talking about Nolan films because
we'll talk about the Dark Knight trilogy some other time. Okay, but we should probably stick it to Memento.
But no, I've seen Inception
I don't blame
and
you,
the Dark Knight trilogy at this point because I own the DVD and Blu-ray collection for it. Because I just got in the mood to just watch more Nolan films because I was just invested after Memento. I'm like, wow, Nolan films are cool.
With that said, so Memento, it wasn't his first movie. I think his first movie
was Following.
Was a movie called it was called Following, which I have seen, and it kind of sucks. I don't remember a lot about it.
I mean, it was his debut movie, so I'm like, I didn't think it'd be that great. Like you don't start off peak.
Exactly.
Direct something. So yeah.
But this being his second movie is just incredible.
He got fucking improved a lot.
I'm just gonna say this is my second time watching this movie. I put that shit in my favorite movies list on Letterboxd. This is easily one of my. Not only was it one of my favorite Nolan films, this may easily be one of my favorite movies of all time.
No, same. I love this movie so fucking much. On my Letterboxd, it's listed as one of my beloved favorites. I love this movie.
Yeah.
So fucking much.
So, and one thing I noticed, one of the reasons I love it so much is its use of editing. So, as a video editor, as somebody who's into film, I appreciate a film's editing a lot. And sometimes it's as basic as just, going from scene to scene, and you get interesting scene transitions. Simple editing, that's important. But when when a movie's editing is used like it's used in Memento, it's like a tool to help tell the story. Mm-hmm. And that's what Memento does. So the basic story of Memento is a guy with short-term memory loss is trying to investigate the murder of his wife.
He forgot.
That's the basic story, but the way it's told is it's told backwards. So what would originally be the ending of the movie is like
The beginning.
very first frame of the movie. The very beginning is
Exactly.
like, and then it just goes back. So like every scene is told backwards.
Well, I
And-
mean, there's two sides actually to actually say.
Yeah.
There is like I think like a show has like an A plot and B plot. The A plot is like the main story again going backwards.
Mhm.
The B plot is the black and white scenes with our character Shelby Leonard on the phone with someone explaining about short-term memory loss and
Right.
of course Sammy Jenkins.
Sammy Jenkins.
And
Right, Sammy Jenkins.
everything with the B plot, it's all in black and white, and that's all, and it's going forward. And by the end of the movie,
Yes.
it builds up to, I guess, what you would call the last scene of the movie, if we're talking in the backwards order.
Which would be like more towards the beginning of the movie.
Exactly.
If it was told in order of like chronological events. And I think I found out from you, I think there's like a chronological cut.
There
of
is
this
a
movie.
chronological cut. I will explain how to access it when we talk about the DVD.
Sure. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'll ever watch it because I feel like the magic of Memento is the fact that it's told in that order. Like when you have it in the order that it's presented in and going backwards, you get a sense of Leonard's condition more so because you're like, you start a scene and you don't know what's happening, and so you figure it out as it goes along, and then by the end you figured out like what the previous scene was all about, and it kind of adds to it. Like, so he'll never know, but we as an audience are able to figure it out, and I think that's what makes it a lot of fun.
At this point,
yeah,
I really like movies that have more different trope or style to it. Like this one, like a movie getting told backwards. Like there's something creative about it. Just like not watching like an actual plot. Like you have to like puzzle it and everything. Just like and that's what I love about Memento. Just like it gives me like an enjoyment out of it because like it's not like your standard movie. Like it's a movie told backwards, and like now I feel more interested in it because like there's more. They gave the movie a style and different way to experience it than like most movies, and like that's how you reel me in. Just like if you try to be different than most Hollywood movies out there, like there's got to be something special to it, and this is one of those movies.
And I like that because then you're like figuring it out as you go along, and I like the way that it incorporates that. So, like, one example of a scene I really liked is when it starts with him running through that trailer park, and the scene begins with him like running through the trailer park. He's like,
so what am I doing?
Running through it.
Oh, I'm chasing this guy.
Yeah, he's like, what am I doing?
Oh no, he's chasing me.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. He's like, you like see him, you see the other guy, and you think like, and he immediately thinks, oh, I'm chasing that guy, and he runs towards the guy, and then the guy pulls out a gun. He's like, no, he's chasing me. Like, I love that. That's awesome. Like, that's a great way to set it up because like you wouldn't know like, oh, where am I going? Like, what's happening? And because you don't know because the scene has started like that, and I love that. I love shit like that. There's this one scene where he sets up. There's that scene where like he's setting up with I think it's the escort, where he's like telling her to pretend that she's his wife coming home.
the one girl, that he brought in.
Because there's that scene where like he takes all her stuff and he like takes it to like go burn. He like burns it in like some abandoned place. And I remember that scene had a line where he said, "I can't forget." No, what was it? I can't remember to forget you.
Yes.
And at first, like when I heard that line, I'm like, oh, that's really corny. But like it still stuck with me as like the scene progressed and as the movie progressed. And I'm like, no, he literally can't remember to forget her. And that's kind of the point of the movie after a while when you get the big reveal at the end.
Yeah. It feels like the more you watch it, the more you understand it, and it's just like, because I get that because it's like I understand it more. Because like I watched it backwards. I watched it normally. And I think I watched the chronological cut as well, and it's like, Oh, this fucker played the long game. Fucking genius for someone who has short-term memory loss.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. So, like, the big reveal is essentially when the movie would be, like, starting, or, like, more towards the beginning.
Yes.
So I like that we don't... So I like that that's, like, at the end of the movie, the way it's edited. Because then it kind of makes rewatching it, all the more interesting. Because you don't know going in. And it's just fascinating. It's utterly fascinating. I wanted to mention, when I was rewatching the Matrix movies last year, I realized I did not like Trinity. So Carrie-Anne Moss is in that movie, and she's also in this movie. And I remember thinking, like, as I was watching that, I'm like, oh god, she sucks in these movies. Like, she's not very good. But then I remembered, she was in Memento, and I didn't remember if she was any good in that movie. She's great in this movie. She's incredibly good.
She's Natalie, right?
Because she's Natalie. So
okay.
She plays Natalie as, like, really sympathetic, but then there's other scenes where she plays her as, like, a complete and total bitch. I'm like, holy shit, yeah. This woman's crazy. But you don't realize that until you just keep going, and it's fascinating. It's utterly fascinating seeing this character. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, because there's just so much to talk about with this movie.
Oh my god, yeah, I could, like, go on forever talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to, like, I really wanted to join you for this, because, like, I watched Memento, like, you got, like, you kind of, like, motivated me to watch it, because, like, I don't know why, because I saw your review, and, like, okay, I know someone who's seen this movie, because I wanted to get the movie for myself, and then talk about it with someone, and it's just, like, and here we are, two guys that love Nolan films, and just talking about this, and it's just, like, I need to get this out there, and I want to talk with this movie with you. Like, I don't know how, but, like, I want to gush about it.
So I think we should move on to the endings, where it's, or the beginning. Well, the end of the movie, where, like, everything is revealed. So this whole time, he's been talking about how he feels Sammy Jenkins is, like, kind of his punishment for like not believing him at first, and so, like, now this is his punishment for having short-term memory loss. But then it's like, did Sammy Jenkins ever really exist? You know, because then it's, like, revealed that, like, Sammy Jenkins didn't have a wife. So she didn't actually die from an overdose of diabetes medicine. Maybe it was his wife who died, and he just did not want to deal with the pain of that.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but the one shot when, like, when I guess Sammy was, giving the shots to his wife. It's every time I, like, when I rewatch that, it's just devastating to watch. It's just, oh god, it's just hurtful to watch, because, like, how, like, the more, she makes him do it, the more shocked she gets, and just, like, she realizes that she fucked herself over, and she's overdosing and dying from it, and then, like, Sammy just notices, and she's just trying to wake him up, and it's just, god, fuck.
And then he doesn't remember.
Yeah,
I know, and that's incredibly fucked up.
Yeah, and then, like,
but that's... Yeah.
And then, like, during the shot when, like, he's in, like, the hospital and everything like that, he's just sitting there. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but if you look at a split second, when the nurse walks by, you see Leonard in that exact spot.
Yes. I remember the first time I watched the movie, I was just like, wait a minute, what? And, like, as I was watching it the second time, it's like a split second, like, Shelby's
you have
in that scene.
It's like a blink you'll miss it moment.
Yeah.
Like, that was there.
Oh, but it's phenomenal. It's fantastic, because it really adds on to that, like, is Teddy lying when he says, like, oh, we've been at this for years now. There's been so many people you've murdered thinking it was your wife. You don't remember any of it.
Yeah, because, like, I think, like, what happens, like, she survived the attack, and, like, and I think what happened is that, just after that, like, again, Shelby got the memory loss thing, and, like, he could have accidentally overdosed her and caused him to kill his wife on accident. And then, then after that, he believed that, oh, she died the day the attack happened, and tries to hunt the guy down over and over again. Like, God, how knows that how many times he's done it at this point? But, like, with
exactly.
here, it's just, this is like...
Which is fascinating. Yeah. It's like, you're in, like, this stuck loop. Like, not only is he in this stuck loop because he can't remember anything, like, he's in this stuck loop because he can't remember anything. He's just going to keep going and going and going with this kind of stuff, which is just kind of sad. But is he going to keep going now that Teddy's dead? You know what I mean? Or, like,
I don't know.
John G. So Joey Pance's character.
I know there's, like, moments where, like, he'll just say, like, you know, I'll probably just write it down that, like, you know, I got the deed done, something like that. Like, whenever, like, Natalie's just looking at his chest and sees, like, a blank spot, she's like, what's this for? And then Shelby's like, maybe I might write something now I got the guy or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, like, he probably...
But it never happens.
He probably did forget, and he kept doing it after this. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just such a... This is such a... interesting concept for a movie, like a guy with short-term memory loss who's trying to solve a murder. Like, you could honestly ruin this through, like, over explanation, over like compensating for it, you know, because, like, the whole, like, short-term memory loss, it's like, oh, well, how does he remember this stuff and that stuff? It's like, but that's what makes it great, is that the movie doesn't really over explain anything, and it doesn't say at the end, like, oh, Leonard lied about this kind of stuff. Like, it just doesn't reveal that. Like, it's all up to interpretation. And I love when movies do it like that. You know, when it comes to movies leaving stuff up to interpretation, it can come across as kind of lazy. Like, the movie just didn't really feel like wanting to explain that. And then it just comes across as lazy. But, like, this movie leaves stuff up to interpretation. And that's kind of the point, because it's about memory and it's about forgetting stuff.
Sometimes you just gotta puzzle things together yourself. You can't have the movie experience.
Exactly.
You just gotta think, like, you figure it out. And I think that's, like, important. Like, sometimes, like, you can either figure it out by just be watching it, or just, I don't know, just try and find, like, answers to, like, what other people would think, would have the idea and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I think I got a better picture here. Because I like afterwards.
And the movie's interesting without that. Like, it's actually a really interesting movie, even besides that. Like, it's just fun to watch. It's a fun movie to watch.
Oh my god, yeah, it is. I just, like, I just love rewatching it sometimes. I think, like, I feel like I've seen, like, at this point of recording, like, I think I, like, watched it, like, 3 or 4 times. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we can move on to talking about the physical DVD itself.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'll probably have a picture of it up on the screen to say, this is what it looks like.
Oh, yeah, I also took, like, footage of it, like, a while back, just, like, opening it up, showing the disc. But, before we get into that, I want to make this fun little nitpick of, like, this one movie I saw, like, in stores sometimes. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Hal, but, it's called Memory. Starring Liam Neeson.
Oh, is that's that recent Liam Neeson movie where he has, like, the bullet hole in his head?
Yeah, and then, like, I like how, like, the caption says, his mind is fading, his conscience is clear.
Conscience.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Are they ripping off Memento now? And I look closer and I realize Guy Pearce is in it, the guy who does Shelby Leonard. I'm like, oh my god, Leonard's back, baby!
So it's a Memento and Taken ripoff?
I don't know. I've not seen it, but, like, I just look at it and I'm like, is this supposed to be, like, some sort of Memento ripoff story, or, like, what's up? And I just find it funny how, like, you have Guy Pearce in here, you know, the main character of Memento, Shelby Leonard. It's just like, it's canon. I changed my mind. Shelby Leonard's back.
Leonard Shelby's back.
He's back, baby. No, that was just a fun nitpick. But anyway, now we can talk about the DVD. I just wanted to bring that up to you.
Yeah. No, that's interesting, though. That's interesting that they're still trying to make movies about memory loss, even though the best one is Memento, clearly. So.
Yeah, because, like, I think, like, I remember seeing, like, someone interviewing Guy Pearce, and just, like, he just likes the idea of, like, movies about memory and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's fun. I understand why he wanted to join the jury for that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know, like, Guy Pearce was also in a Radiohead music video, Follow Me Around, and I saw him like, hey, yo, because I like Radiohead and listen to them a bit more.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just, it was called Follow Me Around. I think it's, like, some drone, and he's just, like, following, like, Guy Pearce, and it's just kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the DVD is like in the shape of what is it's like in the shape of
like it's like a case
like
file.
A patient.
Like a patient
like a
case file.
Like a case file.
Because you look at it, like it has like the little thing where it says like it's like when you look at it before you open it up, it's like a blue folder or something like that. Has like the cutout spot where it's like, in the matter of an application for administration of Shelby Leonard, an alleged mentally sick person, and you have like Shelby L on the side. You pull it out and you just see all this text, and it's like, oh yeah, this looks like a case file, and it's just
and then you
cool.
open it up.
Yeah,
you get the two discs. You get Memento itself. You get the special edition.
Yeah, and like the things
you get, like, the special features.
The things that like on the side on the things like where like the discs holds that, like you see like stuff back down with like more text and stuff, and I find it funny how like the DVDs itself blends in the background, and I just find that pretty cool. Like if you look closely, it just does it like, oh, there's the feature, the director's commentary, scene selection, subtitles, and all that. And, like, you just see that also on the disc when it just blends in. That's just kind of funny. It's clever detail.
No, it's awesome. Like, I love this is why, like, special DVDs from, like, the 2000s are just so cool.
I'm just looking at it right now.
Blu-rays nowadays are just not as
No, yeah, cool. This is the thing with why I love early 2000s DVDs. Just like, this is the shit I just fucking miss. And it just gets better with the menu. Also, like, there's also like these little, I'm not sure if yours came with it, but there's like these like slips. I'll turn my camera on for
I do have the slips of paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
These. It comes with 4 slips of just like more case file stuff. But one of them gives you a little hint of what you're expecting when you boot up this DVD. It tells you to play movie, select the word watch, and press enter. And I'll probably...
That would have been nice to know, because when I first started playing the disc, when I started watching it yesterday, I was just like, oh, motherfucker, like, play the fucking movie already.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Like, the whole menu, both menus, it's not simple. It is a the whole thing feels like a game. When you have, like...
Which is cool.
Everything feels like an Easter egg of whatever option you select, because you don't know what you need to select to get to some point, and especially on disc 2, but for the most part, it's just, you're given this wall of text, and you have to select which one gives you the play movie, which one gives you the scene select, which one gives you the language or subtitles, or where does the director's commentary takes you, because that's the thing on the first disc. And I also heard, like, if you play the director's commentary, I think right after, this is something I noticed, but, like, if you play the director's commentary, and when you get to the point where first Shelby and Natalie met in the back, where, like, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. After that, like, it can either send you to a specific, like, video where it finishes the commentary, but with a different, like, ending or something like that. There's 4 endings to the commentary for some reason, and I don't know why. I guess Nolan had so much to say. I guess he just had so much to say. He just put in 4 separate parts by the end. But, like, yeah, that's a thing, and it'll just randomly select it.
That's fascinating. You know what?
It's not an ending. Like, it's not an alternative.
What I love about this.
It's not an alternative ending to the movie, because, like, I thought it was at first, but, like, no, I guess it's just an alternative ending to, like, whatever Nolan had to just discuss about. Like, he had something else he wanted to say or something like that. He just didn't have time for it.
Yeah. No, but it's like little details like this that are just so cool that I love that, like, the DVD distribution went this far with it, Like, you would never see this today necessarily. No. And I think it's because I remember William saying the reason Blu-rays aren't as cool is because the files are much bigger on Blu-rays, so they just don't put as much effort into the menus on Blu-ray discs. But then that begs the question, it's like, okay, but what about the presentation of the box, the cover and stuff like that, the case? Like, I feel like that you could do a lot with that.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
Oh.
Even though this is a DVD, like, when I was watching it on my TV, like, it looks great. like for DVD quality, like it looked amazing, even for it just being on a DVD. And I know like I know it's probably like, I mean, it says it's like in high definition, but like it looks really great. Like
Yeah.
like I don't think I need this on Blu-ray. Like I just need this on like a nice DVD.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
it looks just fine. So I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to say about the DVD before we get to our closing remarks?
Oh, I have plenty of much to say. Let's talk about Disc 2 because there's so much to unpack in Disc 2.
Yeah,
so
I did not get to Disc 2.
Okay, but
so
I'll know
yeah,
more about it.
so
But,
okay, yeah, you explain.
yeah, it's funny is that Hal didn't even know about what was so special about this DVD until I brought it up and how I found out about stuff. But like, I
Exactly.
yeah. So like when I was looking around, be like, okay, what makes this DVD so special? And like there was like this 40-minute walkthrough of the DVD menu, and most of it's on Disc 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, because Disc 2 is, again, it's the bonus features disc. But you have
Right.
the things that you have these walls of pictures that you choose from. Some will not work, some will, and when you do, you are put in through these series of questions, and you have to press like a couple of them and you have to like select like the right answers or something like that. There will be like
Right.
there will be like a I'll link how the guide through the DVD menu. That way, like for those who do own it, you can go through it as well. But like yeah, there's like certain like series of questions you can go to, and it can either just do nothing or it can access a bonus feature. And one example is, like I said earlier, a chronological cut of the movie. That is a bonus feature. It's not even listed. There are some bonus features that's not even like listed on the thing with like there's like a slip if you get it, and like it mentions some
So
stuff.
I've seen the slip before, yeah.
Like it says like hidden features and such more. This is one of those cool things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This is one of those much more features.
Yeah. There's a chronological cut of the movie. So here's what you do: is like, for example, I think you would have to go to the clock if I'm correct, and then you go through a series of questions. I have to press C 5 times, and then after that, I'm putting into like, oh, put these pictures in the right order or something like that. Because that's like, that'll unlock certain bonus features, or either it can take you to the next slide. Otherwise, it takes you to the next slide because there's at some point, there's like a circle like around it, and like that's probably like the most or bonus features that are activated, and there's like an easy way to get through it. But on the pictures, you if you put in the order, if I'm correct, 3, 4, 1, 2, you will be sent to the chronological cut of the movie. It will start from the credits, and then it will talk about the Sammy Jenkins story after that, and then the movie will start from the end of the movie, and the movie will end from the beginning of the movie when, you know, Shelby shot Teddy.
Right.
Yes. And the thing is, like, I think if I'm correct, if you played this normally on a DVD player, you cannot skip forward or anything like that. You have to like sit through and watch it. I think you can rewind it, but if you want to like get to a certain point, you have to put like a timestamp. But if you're watching this on laptop and like VLC player or something like that, yeah, you know that's not a worry. But yeah, you're just limited to the controls. You just have to sit down and watch it.
That's a lot to remember.
Well, like I said, there is a guide.
Yeah.
People have made.
There is a guide.
We'll
Okay.
put it in the link in the description. I'll send it to Hal, and then
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but that's like an example.
I may need that link. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but yeah, this is just an example of one of the bonus how do you access bonus features, and it's just I could go into depth, but I think it's just you need to explore this for yourself because like there's so much fun to unpack with this, and it's just amazing. And I also do own the normal edition Memento DVD that I own in my hands here because I found it at a mall. So I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'll buy it. And you know, it is completely normal, and there is some bonus features on here that's like pretty neat to like look at. That ain't on the special edition, so it's like also cool to own.
Mm-hmm.
But just know, like, yeah, this DVD is normal menu, normal guides, and all, like nothing confusing. But you know, it's just another thing. But yeah, if you guys, I think the best way to watch this movie or just own it is definitely through this special edition of it. Like, this is probably the best version to get of a physical release of it, and I highly recommend it. You can probably like find it like online.
agree.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I think we can get into our closing thoughts on this then, and this is where I ask the question of every DVD, Blu-ray, or VHS tape that I talk about on this podcast: is this a keep or is this a get rid of? For me, it's a definite keep.
Oh my god, yeah.
Clearly, from you, I would say it's a definite keep as well.
I was desperate just to buy this DVD and just like, I need money. I just need stuff.
Yeah.
I just need it.
Yeah.
I only just get I get my payment through James for the most part. That's all I had to work with. Like a normal job, but yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But so I would say, even though I did sound kind of annoyed when I was saying, like, when I was trying to play it, I'm just like, oh god damn it, like I'm getting lost in this menu.
It's
like,
confusing.
I prefer that it's confusing because that goes along with the movie, and I like how clever this DVD setup is. Like, it's utterly fascinating.
Yeah, like the entire
it's so clever.
The entire like the way it's like packaged, and definitely with the menus, it's all just like supposed to look like, you know, Shelby's like case file of this condition, all that, like a hospital file or something like that. The entire thing, the like I said, the packaging, the menus, all of it. It's all just look like that, and that is like fucking genius. And we are never ever getting a DVD like this again. And this is something you just gotta cherish with.
Yeah, it feels like the people who made it put effort into it, and I love when like any movie that I own on a physical copy has, like, it looks like people put effort into packaging.
If I'm correct,
and I appreciate that.
If I'm correct, there are DVD credits on disc 2 somewhere. You just, you know, like I said, you have to find a way to get to it.
Right.
But yeah, but
I'm sure.
Yeah. So whoever was on those credits, y'all are fucking genius for making this. I love you for it.
Yeah, I tip my hat to you.
Tips Fedora.
But yeah, tips Fedora. Memento. I thought that would get a laugh out of you. I'm sorry.
No, you got it. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Okay, both on the normal DVD and on here. There's also like a short story called Memento Mori by Christopher Nolan's brother, if I'm correct.
Yeah, So he wrote the original short story. So is it a short story?
Yeah, I think it's on disc 2. It says original short story.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he wrote like an original short story, and then his brother Christopher Nolan adapted it into the movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did a great job adapting it because the movie's fucking excellent. So there you go.
Yeah. Better than that, that's just. I think the rest for y'all is just for Mojo Explorer, but like that's all I'm just gonna say about the bonus features. But
yeah, definitely. This is a definite keep for me. This is a definite keep for you. I love this movie a lot, as do you. I would highly recommend people go out and watch it, even though, I mean, we talked about it and spoiled it. If you have not watched it, I think you should still watch it, even if we spoiled it in this episode.
Sorry.
It's worth watching. No, it's like, I think I was semi-spoiled by it before I had first watched it, and I still like had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, I still enjoyed it a lot. So highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Same. Like, again, it's like our beloved favorite movies ever. Okay, well, I will say, though, I do find it funny how both this movie and American Psycho have the same end credits theme, Something in the Air.
Oh, they have the same
they have the same song. Like, I noticed, like, this song's from fucking Memento when I watched American Psycho. I'm like, what the fuck? That's funny. And
wow, of course, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but like,
I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah, it's both by Something in the Air by David Bowie, and it's just funny because like David Bowie was in a Nolan movie called The Prestige, if I'm correct. And then
The Prestige. Yeah, he played Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, and then Christian Bale was going to be, and Christian Bale was also in that as well. And of course, Bale came back for the Batman trilogy, so it's like that's a funny, spiral of like events that just transferred because these two movies had the same song in it.
Yeah, and they were both released in 2000.
Yeah, I think I also looked up that originally that Paranoid Android by Radiohead was meant to be the ending theme for this. That would have been fucking cool if it did, because I love Radiohead, and that would be fucking cool. But that didn't get in, unfortunately. I'm sad. But I think on the soundtrack, this one instrumental track they did called Tree Fingers is on the soundtrack. I don't think I heard it play in the movie, but like if it was like featured like I guess like as a song inspired by the movie or something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's just another nitpick bit. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that about does it. Mordo, is there anything you want to plug right now?
Plugs. I guess I don't know. Just again, like I guess my channel, I guess, and my Twitter, and yeah, might as well.
I'll link those down in the description.
Might as well plug my letterbox as well, since we both have one.
Yeah, definitely. Go follow the Great Mordo Gamer on wherever he is.
I'm just
the social media.
I'm just Mordo now, or the Great Mordo.
Just Mordo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That or just Great Mordo. I kind of cut out the gamer part.
Okay. You're no longer a gamer?
I'm more than that, Chief.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think that about does it for me, so thank you all for watching and listening and doing whatever it is you did to get to here to listen to us ramble about Bob's Burgers and Memento. Mordo, anything left to say?
What a funny mixture of like movies to talk about. I was probably thinking of like something else, but I just figured, I haven't seen Bob's Burgers. You haven't either. Let's talk about that. We might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. All right. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you all next time.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
one. Peace out. Just